And I've received that message from many other men, of course, women too, who have said, listen, I'm an older guy. I see no problem with this, and many people have said the only reason I would see a problem with this is perhaps if I was doing something inappropriate. And I think that's a really good point. So if we're willing to put this message out there, I think we're sending the message to women that we support you. And frankly, the law supports this. The law is that there cannot be sexual harassment in the workplace, period.
Yeah, and how many times has it been described as, please, it's just Bob being Bob. He's like that. He's a hugger. He likes to hug.
Right. Yeah, and listen, in 2019, the law changed from, sexual harassment needing to be severe and pervasive, which was a higher bar, to being something more than a petty slight or a trivial inconvenience. So the bar is really low in terms of what constitutes sexual harassment. And that's really important because that helps us to have a more equal workspace. I myself have dealt with sexual harassment. My clients have dealt with it. It pushes women out of jobs. It makes us, less than in the workplace. And that's a real problem.
I don't know about you, but I've been to a lot of airports, and there are some ads in those airports that are very sexy. I would find if this is inappropriate, then so would they be inappropriate. But even at Hancock Airport, there's an ad for a physician who does breast enlargement, breast augmentation. That's okay. Why wouldn't your ad be okay?
That's right, Phil. And actually, it's funny, I was traveling just this weekend and I saw that in huge letters, breast augmentation. Listen, if that's not offensive, then why is mine offensive, right? Yeah. And the law is that they need to be content neutral, and they're just not being content neutral here. They're picking and choosing which messages are okay. And the message that we as women are receiving is it's okay to change our bodies and we need to look a certain way, but we cannot speak up about equality in the workplace.
What have they what have they suggested? How would they lighten this, tone it down? What do they suggest?
Yeah, they've essentially suggested multiple very toned down, very watered down phrases that not only are watered down, but also don't go with the artwork, are very verbose, so they just don't make sense. I told them, I said, listen, I wouldn't pay for that. That's not effective advertisement. Right. Not to mention I'd have to go back and redo all the artwork from, by the way, the artist that they recommended. So that's the other thing, everything was going just fine. The airport had seen my artwork. I went with the artist they recommended. And it wasn't until I went to leadership that I was shocked to get this message. And I was also shocked that they would say such a thing to an attorney. Like, I know the law. What are you doing here? Yeah.
By the way, somebody just reminded me, don't forget Andrew Cuomo's defense. I'm Italian. I'm right.
Well, and isn't it possible that the sexual harassment thing can go both ways?
So Beth is asking, the sexual harassment thing could go both ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be man on woman.
That's right. Yes, I get calls, women on women, men on men, sometimes even, I haven't had this call yet, I'll be honest, but I have, read articles and such about men complaining of women harassing them. Yeah. So yes, it does happen, but the data is very clear. By and large, it's men harassing women. Right. And so, yes, it happens to everybody, but it is largely men harassing women.
Are you going to cave? How are you going to handle this?
Absolutely not. I will not cave. They have an obligation to, again, have a content neutral stance and, putting up advertisement, and I'm going to hold them to that standard. I think it's the right thing to do for women. Frankly, I think it's the right thing to do for all of us. When there's more equality, we all benefit.
And I just want to leave you with this as being someone who is dealt with marketing and advertising my entire career since I was 17 years old. This is the best $680 anyone has ever spent.
Thank you, Bill.
You're getting the exposure that money can't buy this. So very interesting. All right, we're going to keep we'll keep following it. Let us know if something happens.
Will do, Bill. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks so much. Wow. I think she's absolutely right. I cannot believe they would go down this road with an attorney. And by the way, earlier, Jeremy Rosenthal, our weekly legal segment, said one of the things that you have to understand about advertising for attorneys is it's very regulated. It's regulated by the Bar Association. I believe it's the Bar Association. Or there are very many rules on what you can and cannot say in an ad if you're an attorney. So I want to bring in Mr. Tim Reed because I really wanted to play this again. The story, by the way, and audio is up on our website right now at WIBX950.com. Tim Reed is in here this morning. I feel like this is a real mistake by the airport. Like when you really look at the ad, and the ad, by the way, is up in the story. You can check it out on our website. But don't you feel like this is like real old school? Like we don't want to insult the men.
Yeah, those men who've had it so tough.
Yeah, I mean, really? So, I don't know. What do you think happens in this?
I don't know. The story's so bizarre. I mean, I don't. Somehow it's going to be. It's going to be involved about. There's going to be something about money. That's the only thing I know for sure. But
I can tell you what is definitely going to happen. I think is that the ad's going to end up running.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to owe her some free ads. That's my guess.
Pay him off.
Okay. Lots to get to. Tim is our guest host here this morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. You told an interesting story because we were in Italy.
Yeah.
And your son was in Italy.
Yeah. So he was in. He visited a lot of different cities in Italy, and one of them he visited was Ravenna, which is on the East Coast on the Adriatic. So he's walking with his girlfriend, and he had a Buffalo Bills hat on.
Yeah.
And there was a group of folks that were walking the other direction. Somebody yells, "Hey, go Bills!" So he says, "Go Bills," or whatever. And they said, "Are you from New York?" And he goes, No. He goes, "I'm from Boston," but he goes, I grew up in upstate New York. And they go, "Oh, where are you from?" He goes, "Well, I'm from a city I'm from Utica."
Yeah.
And they go, "Well, we're from New Hartford." He goes, "I went to school in New Hartford." It ended up actually
crazy.
I do know kind of the family.
Yeah.
And so he actually ran into them twice. So the second time he ran into them, they were there for a wedding. And the women were all kind of dressed up to the nines or whatever, and they're wearing their high heels. Well, I think you experienced it. There's a lot of stairs in Italy. And these women were trying to negotiate.
Are you talking about the stairs that end with a wolf whistle? Like, oh, you mean stairs?
Stairs.
Yeah, there are a lot of stairs and hills.
And so they were having to climb up these stairs with their heels and whatever. It was something.
Well, I got to say, I had the same experience, except different. We were, I think it may have been Venice or whatever, but it was Italy. And there's a family there, and they're all wearing Buffalo Bills hats. Mm-hmm. And you wear a hat, by the way, if your hair's thinning, because it'll kill you. That heat will kill your scalp. And anyways, I'm like, go Bills, and all I got was a thumbs up.
They
probably
knew you.
They probably were also from New Hartford. Like, yep, we're not talking to him. Yep. Okay, so I got a lot. We're going to talk to Tanya Powers in a few minutes, the Texas State Democrat, apologizing for comparing GOP redistricting plan to the I can't even. But we'll talk to Tanya on that. And looking at the 2028 looking at the 2028 presidential race, who does President Trump think will take over the MAGA ticket? That's something that was asked of Donald Trump. And Ryan Schmelz on the line right now. Oh, our phones are working today. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I stopped by Central Electronics, picked up some parts for you.
Tim brought in his home phone just in case. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So, I always get upset when, like in July, I see back to school stuff in the stores because it's so premature. Yeah. But, that is a pretty valid question. Who takes over for Trump when this is all said and done?
Hey, well, I'm that guy who buys bathing suits in the wintertime and then buys winter wear in the summertime because that's when it's the most cheap.
You're right. You get the best deal. That's a very good point. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, and look, and I've been the person who tries to bring up government funding when we still got 2 months away because I'm like, well, this thing's going to be here before you know it, so you guys got to be ready for it.
Yep. Well, and that's true. I mean, it should be something they're thinking about now. But in this case, we're talking about the the presidential race, 2028, not that far off, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, we'll be here before you know it. Now, of course,
Listen,
oh my God.
I would yawn too.
as President Trump says, it's still too early, and I mean, look, he's the president right now, so a lot can change in 3 years.
Yeah,
that is true.
I mean, sometimes campaigning can be something you got to prepare for ways out, and J.D. Vance is kind of the vice president right now, so he's, I think, the name that gets easily pointed to, and President Trump has kind of acknowledged that he's the likely person, but also kind of doesn't want to get into it right now either.
Yeah.
But I think that's the reality too, is that everyone kind of thinks that there's this thought in D.C. that if you're the party in power and the vice president runs, the vice president doesn't get the nomination, well, what kind of message is that going to send? Is that just an admission that your policies haven't been popular the last 4 years? And I think that's kind of a wide – and you'll hear Republican sources kind of concede that about Vice President Harris. Well, they'll say, like, oh, yeah, like, we didn't feel the process for making her the nominee was very democratic. But at the same time, like, if she runs, she probably wins no matter what because – of that same logic, what kind of message does that send if she would have ran and then she actually loses to somebody?
Yeah, I think we heard this when it came to Bernie Sanders also in 2016 when Hillary was the candidate. Was it then or was it Joe Biden? I forget which. This all blends together. But
what year is this?
It was Hillary, 2016. So it'd be 2015 when Bernie was doing so well, and they're like, nope, Bernie's not going to be the candidate because we can't have somebody so far left, and then Hillary loses. So, but at the end of the day, there's a wait and see, and that President Trump is thinking this. He is as loyal to J.D. Vance as popular J.D. Vance is, as popular as he is and will become. If all of a sudden J.D. Vance turns into like a dog or a wet towel, and they're nervous about him, well, they'll be looking for another candidate. I kind of feel like.
Yeah, and I mean, look, if J.D. Vance becomes that unpopular and there's any type of major red flags, President Trump could always just go behind the scenes and be like, hey, could you please not run for president? You can't rule out that possibility because
that is true.
Especially if Marco Rubio makes it all 4 years or decides to leave with his reputation still very high, which is what it is right now, especially among Republican circles, I mean, he could very well be a possible candidate for president too. So,
no doubt about it. I think he'd do very well.
I mean, don't you think, Ryan, that maybe Trump feels a little bit uncomfortable even having this conversation because it makes him have to think about that the spotlight isn't on him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's something to throw out. Yeah, I mean, look, but right now it's something that he could just easily say, that's too early.
It's too early. Yeah, it's too early.
And honestly, when he was asked about it by Peter Doocy, I mean, he gave more of an answer on it than most presidents in his position would have done.
Yeah.
So, like, he at least gave us something to work with. So, he's talking about it more than most people. And yes, people say President Trump likes the spotlight, but he had no issues answering that question for the most part.
All right, interesting stuff. Something to think about, though. Something to think about. Ryan Schmelz, as always, thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Ryan is having a yawning attack. Man.
At first, I thought it was a tool. Then I realized it's real.
I could tell he was having a yawn attack.
Mornings come early.
Yeah. Let's see here, Davey. I don't know why I'm repeating everything 3 times. It's kind of an OCD thing maybe today. Davey, I did want to say you have someone booked for this morning. Actually, we're loaded again today. So Davey, the star,
always
executive producer.
Wise the man.
Tell me at 7:15, am I right? We're going to be speaking with a woman from Brook who was a part of the killing of the dogs. So there's a story up on our website and in the news this morning about a Brook man in the town of Russia, where apparently these dogs were attacking. He claims the dogs were attacking his goats. As I was reading this story, I was just thinking about like someone from Miami or L.A. or Chicago or New York listening in and being like, yeah, that's upstate New York.
Yeah.
So they're attacking his goats, and he shot and killed them, allegedly.
Yeah.
So she says she was a part of this story, Davey. Am I right?
Yes.
And
It's
she's
Sarah
coming on.
from.
Sarah.
Yep.
From Cold Brook.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to speak with her on that in a little bit. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. We'll speak with Sahid Karsik from the United County Sheriff's Department, and you can also get that story, which is up now on our website. Yesterday, I spoke with a physician who was really livid over in regards to real men get tested for cancer. That's us.
We've got to stop.
That's me and you. So what he said is you've got to do even more because he said, there was an obituary recently where someone young just died of colon cancer.
I saw
and
it,
and it's stuff like this that shouldn't happen. If you can catch it early, almost always you can live ultimately a normal life.
Right.
But in order to catch it, you got to have the colonoscopy. And I think that what happens is if you're 40, you're not thinking about it.
Right.
You're not getting tested. So if you contract cancer at an early age, like Davey did,
Right.
a lot of times it's not detected and it's allowed to progress to the point where it's much more dangerous. Whereas if you're 55,
Right.
people are checking for it. But if you're younger, they're not checking.
Well, and I think the thing is too is with a lot of these cancers, and I am not Dr. Hall, nor do I play them on TV. A lot of them there's a genetic component too.
That's true
so,
too. Yeah. So if you have a
my
history,
kids are suddenly like, oh,
Yeah,
I got to
gotta be
do it
tested.
5 years earlier than before.
So I don't know what it means. I'll be speaking with my doctor today, but my number was 1.2, my PSA number. Is that a good number?
Well, it's compared to what? I mean, a lot of it is sometimes
Anything
it's not-
under 4 apparently is
but a lot of things.
and you had prostate cancer.
Yeah, so a lot of times too, what they'll do is they're looking for the shift. So
Correct,
it may that number only is meaningful in regards to where you've been before in regards to
Right,
it. But if
right.
they start seeing it going like a hockey
Yeah.
stick, you should live a normal life, or in your case, an abnormal life.
an abnormal life. So I think it's but
You'll be
again,
fine. But
you got that PSA test is just a simple blood test.
absolutely.
Colonoscopy, you could use the box that comes in the mail, but you can't use it after you've had colon cancer. Even if you're in remission,
right.
you can never use that Cologuard again. You have to go for the full Monty, if
Yeah.
you will. All right, but what our doctor, actually, I think we share a doctor,
We do.
said you got to do more. We're having trouble finding insurance companies to approve colonoscopies for people under the age of 50. The government is recommending it's age 40 or 45.
45, I think.
And the other thing is he pointed to a poster. He said, look at this poster. It hasn't even been updated. They don't send another one out. And it says 50. It's not 50. It's 45.
Right.
So he said,
He's pretty progressive. I mean,
is.
he's on top of stuff.
very, 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 very proactive.
Yes.
He said, you guys have to keep doing more. You have to do more. Okay. Matt Carpenter is the superintendent of schools at Oneida City School District.
Oof.
And boy, they're having a run here. Holy moly. We're going to
There were
speak.
just nothing but bad choices in that one.
We're going to speak with him and what their reasoning was to go to Bishop Grimes as opposed to maybe Roman Catholic or whatever. But we will
Right.
speak with the superintendent on that coming up in a little while. We also have this morning John Decker. He is the chief White House correspondent with Great TV. Jeff Taylor is from the Haven of the Wild. It's that thing is it Casanova or Canastota? Where is it?
Chittenango, Bill.
Chittenango, one of those C's.
And they just had a successful, their first concert, Ashley Cook,
They're doing concerts out there now.
where the
Yeah.
animals and the giraffes are right there while she was singing.
Yeah,
And
so
they
you
got
got-
another one
yeah.
coming up in September.
Is that
It-
what you kind of drive through or something
Yeah,
like
It's
that?
the drive-through, but
Yeah.
they also now added an amphitheater where you can go to a show And while the music is playing, the animals are right there. You ever seen a giraffe plug its ears? I mean, it ain't easy to do. I can't imagine all that noise. They got to be. The animals have to be all that happy with it.
Yeah.
All right, quick break, and we'll come back here with Tanya J. Powers in a little bit. I got a bunch more to get to here. It is a Thursday morning, and our man Tim Reed is in here this morning as a guest host. It's 6:41.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Brook man has been arrested by New York State Police after 2 dogs were shot and killed, according to troopers. Troopers say on August 3rd at approximately 7:30 p.m., State Police responded to a report of shots fired on Norway Street in the town of Russia in Herkimer County. A preliminary investigation revealed that 2 dogs from a neighboring residence entered the property of 43-year-old Mark W. Boyce of Brook, who stated the animals were threatening his goats. Upon investigation, police found 1 dog deceased at the scene, while the second was injured by gunshot and then transported to an emergency veterinarian, where the animals later succumbed to their injuries. The arrest was not because of the shooting of the dogs, but police say that the man, Boyce, pointed his gun at neighbors who were trying to save the animals. 2 animals are testing positive for rabies in Madison County. Health officials say a deer in Cazenovia and a raccoon in Oneida tested positive for the virus. Anyone who is bitten, scratched, or comes in contact with a wild or stray animal's saliva should seek medical attention. Madison County Public Health has more information on rabies prevention, testing, and rabies vaccinations for pets. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's Wanted Person of the Week, which is available on our news site at WIBX950.com. Police are looking for a Rome man on a bench warrant, according to Oneida County Sheriff's Department Special Investigator Sahid Karsik. Karsik says the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit is attempting to locate and arrest 50-year-old Michael Townsend, whose last known address was in the city of Rome. Karsik says Townsend failed to appear in Oneida County Court on June 13th. The full story, a photo, and links to be able to anonymously submit a tip to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are available on our news site at WIBX950.com. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Still some areas of haze or smoke in the atmosphere, but no air quality alerts. Still a little bit of hazy sunshine today and actually looking better, feeling better, a little bit anyway. Intermittent storm this afternoon, no widespread rain. Don't cancel any evening plans. 85. Tonight, a few areas of smoke still around. Those will be in the low 60s. 50s in the North Country. Great Friday coming up. Sunshine, middle 80s. Right now, looks like a beautiful weekend. Lots of sunshine, upper 80s, maybe the low 90s by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, we have a little sunshine out there to start things off. Currently 62 degrees at WIBX.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This summer isn't just hot. It's historic. Flash flood warnings are at a 40-year high, and it's not slowing down. Towns underwater, roads washed out, and in every crisis zone, the same scene. Crowds standing in line, waiting for bottled water, waiting for food, waiting for someone to show up and save them. They tell you that help is on the way, but what if it's not? What if help takes days or doesn't come at all? You think the system's built to protect you? They can barely handle one emergency, let alone dozens. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be the one caught empty-handed. And right now, My Patriot Supply is giving away 4 weeks of emergency food. Just go to mypatriotsupply.com to find out how to claim your free 4-week food supply and join millions of Americans who are preparing with My Patriot Supply. Claim your free 4-week kit today at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for over 50 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantiques.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I have a little streaming. First of all, I watched speaking of streaming, I watched the Billy Joel. Is it And So It Goes?
And So It Goes.
Yeah.
You watched the whole thing?
I've watched, apparently there are 2 episodes. I've watched episode 1.
Okay.
Have you?
No.
I like it a lot.
I heard they came out for the soundtrack of that. I guess the soundtrack's like hours even more than what the documentary is. There's some long thing and unreleased tracks.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
there's going to be an album coming out with us.
I think it's out.
Maybe.
In whatever, a lot of live stuff.
I like that because you start hearing, even in the documentary, you'll hear versions of songs that did, and I did not know, but what's his name, Martin from the Beatles, George Martin, was, so when Billy Joel needed a producer, early on in his career, because he wasn't taking off, the record company said, let's go with George Martin. So he met with George Martin, and he's like, this is really amazing because you're talking about the producer for the Beatles,
right?
And George Martin came back and said, I'll do it. I went to a show. He said, I'm impressed. I love it. The only thing is, though, I want to use studio musicians, not the band. Ooh. And Billy Joel said, you get me, you get the band. No band, no me. Mm-hmm. And George Martin wouldn't budge, and Billy Joel didn't budge. So Billy Joel turned down, this is before he was famous, turned down George Martin. That's pretty cool.
That's
and
big cojones.
And it was a Liberty, what's his name? Because he actually has been here a lot, working with some of the younger drummers. Liberty DeVito, who has been his drummer for since the beginning.
Right.
And he wanted a New York sound and not this L.A. or he needed something that was gritty.
Right.
And it worked. It worked for him. And now look at what's happened. In fact, the first album that he did, they played the album for the record executives at Columbia, and after the entire album had played, they said there was silence in this boardroom at Columbia Records.
Right.
And they said, and this was his first big album that included Just the Way You Are.
Right.
Which, by the way, was his biggest hit, and it's what really launched him into arenas and not theaters. Nonetheless, it was very interesting because it was silence. Because Billy Joel, it's different. The style was completely different. And they're like, well, seems pretty good, but we haven't heard a single hit.
Right.
And
Piano Man was, I think, on the first album.
It might have been, but you maybe.
I remember that
the first
album.
release was You May Be Right, and that reached like number 17 on the charts.
Right.
And then they went with his wife, who was his manager, said, you get to pick the first one, the first single. I'll pick the second. So their first was, I believe it was You May Be Right, went to number 17. And then she said, no, now I get to pick the second. And the song that Billy Joel hated and did not want on the album, but it was several that talked him into releasing it, including Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And she said, now that'll be the release, and it went to number 2. Probably would have been number 1 had Staying Alive not been on a tear at number 1 on the Billboard chart. So really, really pretty darn cool. And I like I can't wait to watch the next. It's long, so it might be a 4-parter.
It's kind of
depending on how you do it.
He has a little bit of a morose story, though.
Yeah,
I mean, there's good things, but some really
there's drugs,
sad things.
There's he had a tough life with his
depression.
dad.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell the whole documentary because then Tanya Powers is not going to watch it. For God's sakes, Tanya. Good morning. Good morning.
Listen, no spoilers with the documentary because I have not seen it yet, and I don't know how it ends.
Well, I don't know how it ends either.
I'm kidding.
But I will tell you that it's really good. I like it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I can't wait to watch it. I've been a fan of his since I was a child.
Okay, state Democrat in Texas is apologizing because he made the obvious comparison of the GOP redistricting plan to the Holocaust. Doesn't ever like really? What do we know on this one, Tanya?
Here's what happened. This is the Texas State Representative Jolanda Jones. She was on the Don Lemon show on Tuesday, the former CNN host, and she was talking to him from somewhere here in New York, an undisclosed location where she's kind of gone to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you quotes. I don't want to paraphrase this because I want people to understand exactly what was said and exactly what was said in the apology. Her quote was, "We better have the courage to stand up, otherwise we'll fall for anything. And in this country, we will be defeated, deported. I mean, we will lose all our rights. And if you think it can't happen, it can." She goes on to say, "And I will liken this to the Holocaust. People are like, well, how did the Holocaust happen? How was somebody in a position to kill all those people? Well, good people remain silent, or good people didn't realize what happens to them can very soon happen to me or somebody I love. And so even if you made it, man, you have an obligation to help people who can't, because God forbid they end up targeting you and your family." So those are the exact words that she said. She's talking about, deportation and the targeting of black and brown people. As a matter of fact, when she made her apology, that's exactly what she said. She made the apology statement to Fox News Digital and said, "I made a statement on the Don Lemon show comparing Trump's attempt to disenfranchise black and brown people to the Holocaust. That was a mistake, and I apologize for it. Trump is coming for my community, and I get emotional about it and make strong statements. But that was going too far, and I retract that comparison." Those are all direct quotes.
Wow. Well, I can see where don't shoot me being the messenger. I can see where she made that leap, but you have to be smarter than that to realize that ain't, I get it, but you need to find another analogy because that one ain't a good one.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot of pushback, obviously, to say the very least. This whole drama, basically, that is playing out in Texas has so many interesting moving parts and angles and everything. And now, the governor has talked about getting, the FBI involved. And then I think John Cornyn has kind of signed on to that idea as well. That part's interesting because he's getting a primary challenge from Ken Paxton, the current Attorney General of the state of Texas, and neither one of them have been able to get Trump's endorsement right now. And Paxton's been running to the right of Cornyn. So Cornyn is coming out with more, strong, further right statements, and it's just kind of right now a race between those two. So that's one of the reasons you're seeing some of these really big figures in Texas kind of trying to get involved in all of this, one way or another for their own political reasons. But I mean, there's just so many storylines in it. It's quite something.
Tim here, who's in studio, our guest host this morning, said your comment yesterday was, "This is a great way to inspire Democratic voters around the country."
No doubt.
And it is. Yeah. And then I saw an interesting interview yesterday with one of the Republicans, state Republicans, who said, "Listen, I get it, but I don't think anybody's going to be arrested. I don't think that. However, this is going to happen. This is, he's saying this is the will of the people. This is going, you can hold out all you want, but inevitably it is going to happen. They're really, they're not going to be able to stop it. At some point, they're going to have to come back, I would think.
I think one of the big issues with this is, and we've been gerrymandering since Jesus was a small child, apparently. Yeah. But I think the issue with this one is it's happening in the middle of an election cycle as opposed to kind of after the fact.
Yeah.
So
or after a census.
Yeah, after a census. So that's, I guess, the fall to
Well, and Tanya, get buckled up because it seems like California, if this goes through, California and New York are both going to redistrict. This is going to be a mess. I don't know when the bubble actually pops, but I'm assuming you feel the same way. This could be a real mess.
Well, you made a good point about the fact that it's not the reason that there's so much uproar is, well, one of them is because, two things. One, it's not being done after a census, when apportionment happens, when, that's what is normally done. Mm-hmm. And then the other reason is because it's a directive from the president. And he's been very obvious about, hey, Texas, this is what you need to do. And that is the nakedly partisan political part of this is what a lot of people are up in arms about the fact that it's not necessarily that, hey, it's time to redraw the maps. It's why are we drawing them now, and who are you benefiting, and how are you carving up the how are you carving up the representation for people in your state? That's what the thing
speaking
is about.
to Ryan Nobles yesterday, who's from NBC, he brought up a very good point. It's not like Texas is all Republican. Texas is a very Democrat. Texas is a red state, but Texas is just a sliver away from being purple.
Swing by Austin.
There are by Houston, Austin. There are many, many spots where things are very, very Democrat in Texas. So interesting. We'll see where it goes. Tanya, as always, your insight is appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.
Have a great day. Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Let's see. I want to, Davey, I'm just going to keep going. Do you mind? Don't roll your eyes at me.
He's giving you the look.
Rolling his eyes. Rolling down the river. Greeley Ford is on the line right now. Greeley, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you today?
Good. Live from sunny, hot, humid Florida.
No, actually, New York.
You're here.
Yes.
That's
for a couple days for a wedding.
Oh, that's awesome. You should come into the studio tomorrow morning. That would be great.
I'll see if I can do that.
All right. What's going on? What is happening here?
Well, you talked about Liberty DeVito in the Billy Joel show.
Yes.
Liberty DeVito has been up here many times, as you correctly stated, but he's here because of Kelly Yako.
Yeah.
Him and Kelly are good friends, and Kelly has brought him up several times. He's brought up Steve Smith from Journey. I think he's brought up Bernard Purdy. He's brought up so many world-famous international stars who are drummers to meet his students and do seminars and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to give credit where credit is due.
Well, and she's phenomenal, and he's done a lot of work with a lot of young kids, including the Alexander kid, who's really good on keyboard. It really is. He's contributing a lot to young musicians here in the area. It's really cool.
Well, I've done the Kelly Christmas CD for House of Good Shepherd. I played on one several years ago, but he does that just about every year. It's a major 6 months of the year undertaking.
I got a break, and I'm going to put you back on hold, and you can talk to Davey about maybe tomorrow here. So we have news coming.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
We're going to be a very rich country. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump insists, and he posted on Truth Social at midnight when new tariffs on a lot more imports went into effect.
Billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America. And the president says this is just the beginning.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson.
The tariffs will be between 10 and 41% applied to nearly 70 countries.
Now, the president also threatened yet another tariff is coming for high-tech manufacturers.
We'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge, even though you're building.
He said that with Apple's CEO by his side, as the company announced it'll invest even more in the U.S., manufacturing more iPhone components here. The president will also double the tariff on imports from India as punishment for buying Russian oil. Tomorrow's the deadline, he said, for Russia to stop the war in Ukraine or face new economic sanctions. Reports out of Moscow this morning suggest that he and leader Vladimir Putin have agreed to a meeting.
Fox News has learned that President Trump only wants to meet with Putin if it's tied to a peace deal. Now, for his part, the Russian leader is urging caution, saying all disappointments arise from what he calls excessive expectations.
That's Fox's Kevin Corke. A U.S. Army sergeant's in custody awaiting charges the morning after he's accused of shooting 5 soldiers at Fort Stewart in Georgia.
Thankfully, all are in stable condition, and all are expected to recover.
Brigadier General John Lubis says they believe Cornelius Radford used a personal handgun. Others tackled him, stopping the shooting spree. It's been a tough 12 hours flying United Airlines.
I had to call my company, let them know I'm not going to be able to make it in on time tomorrow. Now they got to rebook my car, rental.
He and a lot of other passengers got stuck in Houston and other airports after a technical glitch last night canceled or delayed more than 1,200 flights. United is flying again, but there are several hundred more cancellations and delays today. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down. Get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Dozens of Democratic Texas state lawmakers remain out of state, preventing a vote on congressional redistricting that could give Republicans 5 more House seats from Texas in the 2026 elections.
Outside the Massachusetts State House, where some of the Democrats fled, they rallied with Democratic lawmakers from other states during the National Conference of State Legislatures annual summit. Texas Democratic Representative Carol Alvarado told the crowd,
"We've all heard the term gerrymandering, which was founded here in Massachusetts. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Trump-mandering, and all the Republicans are pandering to the Trump-mandering."
Now, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says he is pursuing court rulings declaring seats held by Democratic representatives who fled vacant. State House Speaker Dan Burrows, a Republican, is giving them until Friday to return. Anyone who's not been arrested or returned willingly by then will face legal action. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
On Wall Street, despite concern that new tariffs could lead to higher prices, stocks could rise. Dow futures up more than 200 points the day after a big gain for the NASDAQ. In baseball, a minor leaguer is getting a historic call up to the majors. But it's not a player. It's not a man.
Jen Powell will become the first woman to be an umpire in a regular season game when she works games this weekend between the Marlins and the Braves. On Saturday, Powell will work the bases during a doubleheader before being behind the plate on Sunday. In 2024, Powell became the first woman to umpire big league spring training games since 2007 and began her pro career in rookie ball in 2016. She played softball at Hofstra, where she was a 3-time all-conference pick, and Powell was also on the USA Baseball Women's National Baseball Team in 2001. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
On the field last night, the Red Sox 7-game win streak was snapped. Kansas City beat Boston 7-3, and Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani got his 1,000th career hit, a homer, but LA lost to St. Louis. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Brook man has been arrested by New York State Police after 2 dogs were shot and killed, according to troopers. Troopers say on August 3rd at approximately 7:30 p.m., State Police responded to a report of shots fired on Norway Street in the town of Russia in Herkimer County. A preliminary investigation revealed that 2 dogs from a neighboring residence entered the property of 43-year-old Mark W. Boyce of Brook, who stated the animals were threatening his goats. Upon investigation, police found 1 dog deceased at the scene, while the second was injured by gunshot and then transported to an emergency veterinarian where the animals later succumbed to their injuries. The arrest was not because of the shooting of the dogs, but police say that the man, Boyce, pointed his gun at neighbors who were trying to save the animals. 2 animals are testing positive for rabies in Madison County. Health officials say a deer in Cazenovia and a raccoon in Oneida tested positive for the virus. Anyone who is bitten, scratched, or comes in contact with a wild or stray animal's saliva should seek medical attention. Madison County Public Health has more information on rabies prevention, testing, and rabies vaccinations for pets. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's Wanted Person of the Week, which is available on our news site at WIBX950.com. Police are looking for a Rome man on a bench warrant, according to Oneida County Sheriff's Department Special Investigator Sahid Karsik. Karsik says the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit is attempting to locate and arrest 50-year-old Michael Townsend, whose last known address was in the city of Rome. Karsik says Townsend failed to appear in Oneida County Court on June 13th. The full story, a photo, and links to be able to anonymously submit a tip to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are available on our news site at WIBX950.com. Utica police say a Herkimer man is charged with grand larceny for allegedly stealing a book bag in the 400 block of Columbia Street in Utica. Rakeem Thomas was arrested late Tuesday night. Utica police say that the book bag contained a credit card as well as other items, which they discovered when they discovered Thomas, they say, sleeping on a park bench. The New York State Fair will offer safety text alerts for attendees. Fairgoers can sign up for the texts to receive important information if incidents occur or events are canceled. To sign up, text NYSF to 888-777. The alert system will also be used for other future events happening at the fairgrounds. And a local diner is in the national spotlight once again. Crazy Otto's Empire Diner in Herkimer will be featured on an episode of America's Best Restaurants. The episode will air Monday, August 11th at 7 p.m. Crazy Otto's is in the Guinness Book of World Records for creating the world's largest omelet. In sports, the Yankees, in a nail-biter, salvaged their series finale against the Texas Rangers after picking up a 3-2 win in Arlington. Paul Goldschmidt put the Bronx Bombers on top in the top of the 7th inning after slugging a solo homer. New York snapped its 5-game losing streak. The Mets swept by the Cleveland Guardians after falling 4-1 in their finale. From Queens, they cannot get the offense going. Juan Soto broke up a no-hitter in the bottom of the 9th after hitting a solo home run. New York has dropped 4 straight and will visit the Brewers for a 3-game series that begins tomorrow night in Milwaukee. In the NFL, the Giants are being cautious with one of their top players. Wide receiver Malik Neighbors did not participate in the final few periods of Wednesday's practice. Head coach Brian Dable has yet to indicate if Neighbors will rest or actually play in Saturday's preseason game with the Buffalo Bills. The Liberty looking to sweep their home and home. New York is visiting the Dallas Wings tonight. The Libs are coming off a 9-point victory over the Wings and have won back-to-back games. The Red Bulls continue Leagues Cup action tonight. New York is taking on FC Juarez in Harrison. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Still some areas of haze or smoke in the atmosphere, but no air quality alerts. Still a little bit of hazy sunshine today and actually looking better, feeling better, a little bit anyway. Intermittent storm this afternoon, no widespread rain. Don't cancel any evening plans. 85. Tonight, a few areas of smoke still around. Those will be in the low 60s. 50s in the North Country. Great Friday coming up. Sunshine, middle 80s. Right now looks like a beautiful weekend. Lots of sunshine, upper 80s, maybe the low 90s by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we're at 63 degrees with plenty of sunshine right now. So, and he's right. If you look at the weekend forecast, it looks really, really good. A couple of comments, Tim Reed. We have Bill Morehouse. They're talking about an automated strike zone. Well, if they're going to let women umpire in the major leagues, that can't come quickly and quick enough.
Oh, my God.
Bill, I love it. And Joe Joseph this morning. Bill, would you kindly announce happy anniversary to my wife, Christine, and I. We are celebrating our first as a married couple. So
make sure you do that.
Happy anniversary. I will definitely write that down, Davey, so that I do that a little later on. Oh, wait a minute. I just did it. So to the two of you, Joe and Christine, happy anniversary. I thought this was a football score until I saw the one.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, that's not football. That's baseball. 20-1, the Blue Jays beating the Colorado Rockies.
The Rockies are
rocky. So Colorado has won 30 games this season. Yeah. They are 30-84.
Yeah.
That is something.
Is it true, though, that I know you have a son that lives out in that neck of the woods or whatever it is, that the ball does fly?
Oh, that is
more?
True. Yeah. In fact, because I've been out to when you go to Denver, you feel it.
Yeah.
And some people get headaches, and you have to get used to it.
Yep.
But the ball does fly. You can just look at the numbers, where it's a home run. It's a breeding ground for home runs.
Yeah.
So, okay, I do want to let me do this first. So, Davey, explain. We have the story on the Cold Brook. This was a state police story that is in the news right now. A man in Cold Brook has been charged, and it was basically the charge was that he was pointing a gun at people as residents were trying to save the dogs that he had just shot,
right?
According to police, because he says the dogs were attacking his goats. And now you got a call yesterday from Sarah who said, I want to set the record straight on this story.
Yeah, she wants to clarify some of the news stuff.
Okay, all right. Sarah Emery is a Cold Brook resident and is on the line right now. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me on.
Okay, so tell us what you know. First of all, your relationship with the man who shot the dogs.
So I actually am not a resident. My mother moved up there about 5 years ago.
Okay.
After my father had passed from brain cancer, my mother ended up moving up there, and she started a rescue called Big Buddy GSD Rescue, Inc., and it's located right there across the street from the assailant's house.
So you're saying that are you telling us that the dogs that were shot were like rescue dogs or
yeah, they were indeed. So Zeus, the older dog, was a rescue from a different rescue that we were previously associated with. My mother then began Big Buddy GSD, and the young pit bull that passed, she was from that rescue. She was found on the streets of Houston, and she was rescued from the streets of Houston. What we do, our goal is to take dogs from euthanasia shelters in the South, and then we bring them up. We vet them, get them their shots, spay them, and then we rehome them.
Okay, so tell me, if you would, what do you think the public has wrong in this story? What should people know?
The biggest thing I want everybody to know is that the goats are fine. The goats did not get injured. They are both alive. Well, they were on my mother's property yesterday, actually. So the goats are actually fine. They were not in any. Yes, the dog did reach the gate. The goats were on our property, which was an ongoing issue, and state troopers had already been contacted about that. The people in question were told that they have to contain their farm animals. It is unlawful not to do so. They're supposed to be behind a fence. They can't be on other people's property, all of that. That being said, the dog did end up breaching her gate somehow, which we're still looking into how that even happened.
Yeah.
And she did chase them across the street. However, the goats were not injured. And my brother had the dogs. He had control of the dogs. The goats were under the deck after the time when she chased them across the street. The second dog that was shot wasn't even pursuing the goats. He followed my brother. My brother was right behind the pit bull when she took off after the goats.
Okay.
This all happened in a matter of seconds.
So the dogs are pit bulls.
One was a pit bull mix. We're not entirely sure.
Yeah.
We are a German Shepherd rescue, but sometimes other breeds do come up. And then the older guy was a bull mastiff, so he was a bigger dog.
How many dogs does your mom have?
I think right now she's got 5 puppies.
Okay.
And then she owns her own 3 who are registered in the town.
Okay.
And then these 2 lived on a different part of the property in a different enclosure with my brother, who also lives on the property.
Okay, got it. All right.
Sarah, Tim Reed here. I guess a question I had was, so the state police, I guess, have been involved in the past. Have there been other, this is pretty wild. Have there been other altercations that have taken place in regards to you and the neighbor with your mother or whatever it is, or was this just
a first time
thing? It was definitely not a first time thing. In regards to this specific issue, it's been going on for a while. I believe the goats have been over there for somewhere around a year. And just 2 weeks ago on social media, on the wife's social media, they were talking about this and recruiting people to get the psycho neighbors. And so, but that is within their First Amendment right of speech.
Okay. So
his wife?
Who was calling who a psycho?
They were referring to my brother as a psycho.
As a psycho.
Which, I'll be honest, my brother does rub people the wrong way. He's kind of loud. He's abrasive. But that's...
So am I.
He can get a radio show.
That's right. That's right. We're hiring him. No, we're not. No, we're not.
The point is the dogs were contained. And then beyond this fact, the rifle was then pointed at my sister. And this was done in the presence of her 17-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
As my sister tried to collect the deceased dog.
So so here's the law, New York State law, and I'm sure the police, the troopers, according to New York State law, it's generally illegal for a farmer or a livestock owner to shoot a dog that is actively chasing or attacking their livestock. So if the dog was chasing the goat, by law, the neighbor had the right to shoot the dog. And you'll see it, farmers will shoot a dog chasing cows. Yeah. You see that sort of thing happen, and it is legal. However, pointing it at neighbors, the gun at neighbors, I think that's why the arrest happened, right?
That is why the arrest happened. Yeah. Because no matter what, there was no video footage. None of the cameras in the area picked up the entire event. They only had little pieces of bits here and there from the neighborhood cameras.
Yeah.
So since the stories conflict across the street here, between the different parties, it's kind of like a he said, she said type of situation, and obviously there's tension. But this has been an ongoing issue. I mean, when my mother moved in years ago, they started with her over trying to clear trees on her property. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
This is, like ancient history at this point in time. But, it's just been little things here and there, setting off fireworks in the bottom of our driveway, things like that.
Yeah.
So it has been an ongoing issue.
So like a harassment type, almost like the Russians and the Ukraine.
Ukrainians.
If only the president could come to the town of Russia and solve this problem. Okay, so sadly you have 2 dogs that are dead. And I'm assuming your mom's probably very nervous, very maybe afraid.
She is quite nervous. She moved up there for peace.
Yeah.
And to be able to pursue the next chapter of her life after, my dad passed. They were married for 30 years.
Yeah.
So that just was really rough on her. So she kind of went up there for peace and to help dogs and, be able to have some space and freedom on property to walk around. And now she's to the point where, and then there were a bunch of kids there too. This was a family Sunday evening gathering.
Well, so what you want people to know is the goats were not harmed, but they were being chased, and that legally allows for the shot. The one dog was not chasing after; it was actually following your brother. And is there anything else you want people to know of your side of the story, your mom's side?
Just that we will keep pursuing and, try to make sure things like this don't happen again, especially since we did, it's been an ongoing issue and we did contact beforehand. I feel like, maybe it could have been handled differently.
Yeah. Were
the goats weren't wandering free
right.
across on our property to even tempt a dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the thing is, the first dog, we, even to an extent understand, despite the goat not being armed, we do understand to an extent, which is a hard thing to be able to cope with to begin with.
Sure.
But we understand the first dog. The second dog, though, there was no reason, and then I got, these text messages from kids harassing one of the teenagers about it, saying, that dog was an accident. He just got in the way. And that's just, it just shows that, it shows no restraint as a gun owner.
Yeah. Okay.
And the unwillingness to pay attention to safety and, the ability to discharge right near the road.
Yeah.
It wasn't like deep on the property.
Yeah. Okay.
It was right near the road and, in the presence of minors and, it shows a lack of rational thought process.
All right.
In my personal opinion.
Okay. Well, listen, we appreciate your insight, your side of the story, Sarah, and we'll see where it all goes. A lot of times what police will do is they're not judge and jury, so the police are like, okay, everybody's told us, okay, this person's being arrested, and now you guys work it out in court. And that's probably where it all is. One last question. How much distance is there between the goats and the dogs? So the kennel area where the dogs are and where the goats are. And then there's a road in the middle, right?
Yeah, there's a road in the middle. It's a rather small road. It is Colesbrook, so it's not like your standard.
So what I'm kind of picturing is you have a small lawn in the front on both sides. And if you were standing on your mother's porch, you could probably throw a baseball through the window of the house across the street.
Well, from where my brother's part of the property is, yeah, that's true. My mother's part, she's a little higher up on the hill there for her part of the house where she lives and where, like, the dog kennel is. She's further up on the property. But where my brother is, he can, it's a stone's throw away,
All right, Sarah, thank you for the update. We appreciate it, and good luck and when this goes to court. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for having me on. A longtime fan, so I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Sarah. We appreciate it. All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I have a message from my wife that says, I've seen you throw a baseball. There's no way in hell you're hitting the window across the street. All right. Well, that's nice. That's nice. She's
said with love.
Got a lot of confidence in me, so thank you for that. Thank you. You want to add anything to that story?
I wonder if when the farmer was arrested or whatever it is, if they confiscated his weapons. I mean, I wonder.
That's a good question. I did not say it in the story anyway.
Yeah,
so,
probably not.
Probably.
I don't know.
Not.
There's some.
That's a major. That's not easy to do. Did you see the story of the? Was it the kid? Who is the what? I'm trying to figure out which shooting. This was one in New York City where he went to the high rise to the NFL building.
They did the story about him.
I saw that last night, and you have to walk away thinking. So he got his guns, bought them in Vegas.
Yeah.
It lives in Nevada, but didn't you walk away from that story last night thinking, okay, the mother is saying he has PTSD from a football injury. not NFL, but a football injury, and he has mental issues.
Right.
At what point do we think it's a good idea to give him a gun?
Well, and I guess when the police officers are in there and he's going like, "Oh yeah, my gun's over here."
Yeah.
And he had a legal permit.
He had a legal permit and a concealed permit.
But they were saying
how do you
I guess
get
he was there for a mental issue evaluation.
a mental call.
Yeah.
So a mental health call.
Yeah.
So how does he get the gun and the concealed permit when he is having all of these issues? And here's why: because everybody, if you remember, after Newtown, and listen, I'm a gun rights believer.
Yep.
Second Amendment, all of that. However, there are maybe some people who are having mental issues that might not be good candidates for a gun or a concealed permit. But if you recall, what happened is that then in New York, as part of the SAFE Act, people who had certain mental issues, mental health issues, their guns could be taken away. But it became a huge lawsuit situation because who gets to decide who's bad enough to have their guns taken away?
Right.
And it becomes a huge court proceeding, and then ultimately back to the Second Amendment. So I don't think we've done anything to keep the guns out of the hands of people who probably are either potentially someone who could harm others or themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we do a very good job of that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that we will going forward, to be honest with you.
There's 300 million guns, over 300 million in the United States.
That's right.
You're going to have some problems.
If you don't get it legally, you're going to find a way to get one.
Yep.
Anyway, so, okay, interesting stuff. Listen, I want to say one of the big problems, this is not a gun problem. This is just a normal everyday problem. If your house that you live in or was or own in the city of Utica was built before 1978, there's a very good chance that there's lead paint and a real problem for children, especially under the age of 3. So kids 1 and 2 in New York State have to be tested for lead, and it is important to have it done. A child can be harmed tremendously, their development harmed from lead poisoning. And you say, well, I keep away from the windows. The problem you're having is these particles end up in the air.
Yep.
And they're being breathed in. Every time you open and close a door, if that door has lead paint, it is actually creating particles that go in the air that are potentially poisoning your child. Go to leadfreemv.org, or you can visit the City of Utica's program, which is leadsafeutica.com. If you're in Utica and you're in a house or own a house built before 1978, there's help up to $30,000 per unit in HUD lead hazard reduction funding. Whether you're a tenant or you're the landlord, the property owner, whether it's your home and you own the home, there's help out there. Just call 315-724-4197 or visit the website leadsafeutica.com. And Ricky Z is the man. I thought of Rick all last night as we were watching the Billy Joel And So It Goes documentary. Rick can play Billy Joel music like it's incredible. Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle is a tremendous value. Just think about it at Steet Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Right now, during the Mazda Move You to Sales of Mazda event.
Yes.
It's actually the More to Move You sales event.
Oh.
I give it a couple different versions every once in a while. Some of their best late model Mazdas are their pre-owned vehicles. They have a 160-point inspection and balance of the 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And if you need a lower price or payment, Rick says, come in and let's make your deal on a certified pre-owned Mazda from the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction. Steep Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
I always think about Ricky doing the pricing limbo. How low can you go? How low can Ricky go?
Yep, you're absolutely right. Hold tight. We'll do news coming right up at WIBX.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Scott and Jill here from New York Sash to tell you about our lifetime glass breakage warranty.
If the glass on any of your New York Sash windows breaks for any reason, we'll fix it for free.
If a rock gets thrown by a lawnmower, New York Sash will fix it for free.
If the kids are playing hockey and a puck smashes through the window, New York Sash will fix it for free.
If by bad luck or bad aim or bad timing or bad anything, you break a window, New York Sash will fix it for free.
We don't cover acts of God. Those are covered under your homeowner's insurance. But besides that, New York Sash will fix broken glass for free.
Forever. No deductible, no trip charge, no kidding. Drop by our showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Call New York Sash now and get 15% off windows, doors, or bathrooms. 315-624-7344 or online at newyorksash.com. That's newyorksash.com.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin capted pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Hi, I'm Lisa, owner of Fit Body Boot Camp in Clinton and Whitesboro. I couldn't be prouder of our amazing members. Take a listen.
My name is Savannah Malerba, and I'm from Westmoreland, New York. Results-wise, from my last set of measurements, I've lost about 15 pounds. I've lost about 17 inches between legs, waist, chest, all of the parts. I've also gained a lot of energy in my daily life. I'm a school teacher. I teach K-6 math intervention full-time, and I go from the beginning of my day at 5:15 in the morning all the way to 3 o'clock at the last bell and still have enough to keep going and jumping around my classroom like crazy all the time. So this has helped increase my mental endurance in every single way. I feel like I handle a lot of challenges in the gym and outside of the gym, and I feel like I have the people around me and also the mental capacity to support all of those things at the same time. And that has developed a lot more because of Clinton Fit Body.
If you're waiting for a sign, this is it. The time is now to live your best life at Fit Body Boot Camp.
Hey, River Hills Properties continues to grow and to assist people in one of the more stressful times in their lives, and that is when you're selling your home. It can be incredibly stressful, but River Hills is there to help. They take the stress away because they're with you every step of the process, from the very beginning till the very end. There's the book, 40 to 100 pages, filled with details about the home. They never use the lockbox. Your listing agent is there when the house is shown. It's all that, what did Andrew call it recently? He calls it white glove service.
Oh.
It is, they really go out of their way to assist you, which really does help. And River Hills has offices conveniently located throughout the upstate New York area, in Barneveld, Little Falls, Copenhagen to the north, in Newport, coming soon to Rome. It's River Hills Properties, committed to Central New York and upstate New York. and that includes the Adirondacks. And if you're looking to become one of those snowbirds, you know they have offices in Sarasota, the just beautiful Gulf Coast of Florida with Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island, some of the most beautiful places in the country. They can help you out there as well with that, as he calls it,
white glove.
White glove service. It's River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills.
Mattress Express's summer sale is on. Get a king for the price of a queen for the price of a full, and a full for the price of a twin, starting at just $4.99. Beautiful select therapeutic mattresses. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
At the Naimi Auto Group, we believe in honest pricing, quality car care, and a team that treats you with respect, no matter what you drive. In Hamilton, we know what really matters. Family, friends, and trucks that don't know the word quit. At Den Kelly Chevy GMC, we've been your neighbor for years. Same store, new story. New or used, Chevy or GMC, we deliver strength backed by genuine integrity, heartfelt compassion, and a work ethic that stood the test of time. Den Kelly Chevy GMC, Matt Naimi GMC, Naimi's new generation cars. 3 hometown stores, one name you can trust.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Brook man has been arrested by New York State Police after 2 dogs were shot and killed, according to troopers. Troopers say on August 3rd at approximately 7:30 p.m., State Police responded to a report of shots fired on Norway Street in the town of Russia in Herkimer County. A preliminary investigation revealed that 2 dogs from a neighboring residence entered the property of 43-year-old Mark W. Boyce of Brook, who stated the animals were threatening his goats. Upon investigation, police found 1 dog deceased at the scene, while the second was injured by gunshot and then transported to an emergency veterinarian, where the animals later succumbed to their injuries. The arrest was not because of the shooting of the dogs, but police say that the man, Boyce, pointed his gun at neighbors who were trying to save the animals. 2 animals are testing positive for rabies in Madison County. Health officials say a deer in Cazenovia and a raccoon in Oneida tested positive for the virus. Anyone who is bitten, scratched, or comes in contact with a wild or stray animal's saliva should seek medical attention. Madison County Public Health has more information on rabies prevention, testing, and rabies vaccinations for pets. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's Wanted Person of the Week, which is available on our news site at WIBX950.com. Police are looking for a Rome man on a bench warrant, according to Oneida County Sheriff's Department Special Investigator Sahid Karsik. Karsik says the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit is attempting to locate and arrest 50-year-old Michael Townsend, whose last known address was in the city of Rome. Karsik says Townsend failed to appear in Oneida County Court on June 13th. The full story, a photo, and links to be able to anonymously submit a tip to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are available on our news site at WIBX950.com. Utica police say a Herkimer man is charged with grand larceny for allegedly stealing a book bag in the 400 block of Columbia Street in Utica. Rakeem Thomas was arrested late Tuesday night. Utica police say that the book bag contained a credit card as well as other items, which they discovered when they discovered Thomas, they say, sleeping on a park bench. The New York State Fair will offer safety text alerts for attendees. Fairgoers can sign up for the texts to receive important information if incidents occur or events are canceled. To sign up, text NYSF to 888-777. The alert system will also be used for other future events happening at the fairgrounds. And a local diner is in the national spotlight once again. Crazy Otto's Empire Diner in Herkimer will be featured on an episode of America's Best Restaurants. The episode will air Monday, August 11th at 7 p.m. Crazy Otto's is in the Guinness Book of World Records for creating the world's largest omelet. In sports, the Yankees, in a nail-biter, salvaged their series finale against the Texas Rangers after picking up a 3-2 win in Arlington. Paul Goldschmidt put the Bronx Bombers on top in the top of the seventh inning after slugging a solo homer. New York snapped its 5-game losing streak. The Mets swept by the Cleveland Guardians after falling 4-1 in their finale. From Queens, they cannot get the offense going. Juan Soto broke up a no-hitter in the bottom of the ninth after hitting a solo home run. New York has dropped 4 straight and will visit the Brewers for a 3-game series that begins tomorrow night in Milwaukee. In the NFL, the Giants are being cautious with one of their top players. Wide receiver Malik Neighbors did not participate in the final few periods of Wednesday's practice. Head coach Brian Dable has yet to indicate if Neighbors will rest or actually play in Saturday's preseason game with the Buffalo Bills. The Liberty looking to sweep their home and home. New York is visiting the Dallas Wings tonight. The Libs are coming off a 9-point victory over the Wings and have won back-to-back games. The Red Bulls continue Leagues Cup action tonight. New York is taking on FC Juarez in Harrison. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Still some areas of haze or smoke in the atmosphere, but no air quality alerts. Still a little bit of hazy sunshine today and actually looking better, feeling better, a little bit anyway. Intermittent storm this afternoon, no widespread rain. Don't cancel any evening plans. 85. Tonight, a few areas of smoke still around. Those will be in the low 60s. 50s in the North Country. Great Friday coming up. Sunshine, middle 80s. Right now, looks like a beautiful weekend. Lots of sunshine, upper 80s, maybe the low 90s by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine in 65 currently with 742. And our free money question coming right up. Let me go to, I believe it's Sahid Karsik from the United County Sheriff's Department on the line right now. Sahid, good morning. Thanks so much for coming on.
Good morning, Bill. Thank you for having me on.
All right, give us a little rundown on this week's Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week.
Bill, this week we have an individual by the name of Michael Townsend. He's a white male, 50 years of age. He's 6 foot, weighs approximately 180 pounds. He has brown hair, blue eyes. We currently hold a bench warrant out of Oneida County Court for him for the charges of felony tampering with physical evidence, criminal possession of controlled substances, 7th degree, and operating a motor vehicle while impaired by drugs.
All right. And this is a case of not showing up, allegedly, not showing up for a court appearance?
That's correct, Bill.
Okay. All right. Well, the full story is up on our website at WIBX950.com. And in there, you'll find how easy it is to submit a tip if you have any idea where this person might be. It's pretty easy to do. You can phone it in. You can use the app. You can even go through the website, MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. So check it out, WIBX950.com. And Investigator Sahid Karsik, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill. As always, thank you for having me.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Sahid Karsik with the United County Sheriff's Office. All right, let's do Habaika's free money question of the day. Davey says it's worth $200 this morning, and you're looking for caller number 3 right now. $200, caller 3 at 315-736-0186. You can call right now. Your chance to win from Habaika and WIBX is right now.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why hospice and palliative care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, hospice and palliative care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and eastern Madison County for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Stand Up to Cancer asked leading cancer researchers to speak about why they do their work.
Two words come to mind for me. One is responsibility, the other is purpose.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer has been a critical partner in advancing research for cancer.
Cancer research saves lives.
So please, help us fight in this battle against cancer.
Be a part of the team that ends cancer at standuptocancer.org.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, coming up, we're going to speak with Matt Carpenter. He is the superintendent of schools at Oneida City School District. And, of course, they've been going through an awful lot with the flooding and the fact that the high school, the students are not going to be able to go to their high school this year because of the damage. So we'll speak with Matt Carpenter coming up in a moment. First, though, Jerry is in Herkimer. Hello, Jerry. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're hanging in there.
Yeah, that's all we can do. I find that there are now. I'm at the age where there are these cliches.
Yes.
That's the back and forth. By the time you're done, you've used up 3 or 4 of them. Right? It's like, so, well, I'm doing the best I can. Well, that's all we can do. You know.
Tomorrow's another day.
Tomorrow's another day. Yeah, if I make it that far. Oh, Lordy. Okay, here we go. This is your question. And it is kind of a tough one today, but maybe you've seen it because it is in the news. So here we go. You'll have 7 seconds, as you know, to answer the question, and take a guess if you have to. Although, I don't know who would guess this. This is a really tough question. I'm sorry.
You like Jerry?
Jerry, I'm really sorry, but this is a tough one. All right, here we go. Here we go. In fact, I would use AI if I were you. I would do everything I possibly could to cheat. Here is your question. What song has been performed more times than any other song by rock artists in concert history? So of all the concerts, because set lists are out there, of all the concerts, what is the one song that is covered by more rock artists than any other? What song has been played most in concert? Ready, go.
I can't even make a guess.
I'm going to go with a really someone I consider to be a music aficionado.
No, don't do this to
is
me.
Tim Reed. Tim, what song has been performed
Jerry, help me. I need phone a friend.
More times than any other song. Any idea?
Happy Birthday.
Happy Birthday is
No,
not
no,
it.
no, what is it?
Well, believe it or not, it's Alice Cooper's School's Out.
Really?
It must be every fall they or every spring they School's Out gets played in concerts, but it has been played over 3,090 times.
He just came out with a new album with the original band.
With the original band,
I saw that.
With
the original band.
Yeah. See, Jerry, he does know his music
I know.
stuff, doesn't he? All right, listen, we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun.
To Jerry before he even asked the question.
That's a
He
tough.
was doomed.
That is a tough question. I even have audio that I could play for it. That's a tough
boy.
question. 3,090 times. You know what is number 2?
They're the champions?
Is AC/DC's TNT, which has been performed 1,588 times, followed by Rock of Ages by Def Leppard. I would think
Def
it would
Leppard.
be something by. I would think it would have been something like by the Beatles, like Yesterday. That's one of the most covered songs, I think, in the history of music in terms of recording, I believe, Yesterday.
I think the problem is if you start doing the Beatles or whatever it is that you look like a pretender. You know, it's I mean, they're so iconic, I think.
Yeah, how do you do the Beatles?
Yeah.
Okay, with the flooding that occurred during that storm earlier this summer, a lot of damage was done to the Oneida City School District schools, including their high school. They've now announced that the students will not be able to go back to the high school this year.
Yeah.
And that means they've had to look for an alternative. The choice has been Bishop Grimes, and it has been a bit on the, I don't know that there's any choice you're going to make that's going to make people happy. So let's bring in the superintendent, Matt Carpenter. Matt, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So I guess I'd ask you, is there a choice that would have made everybody happy?
Well, the best choice to make everybody happy would have been school as normal.
That's right.
If you hadn't hit with the flood.
Yeah.
But still, even with that, not everybody would be happy. But, I think less than people not being happy, parents are understanding, and they've got concerns about their children. So we get that.
Yeah. You've selected Bishop Grimes. Why Bishop Grimes versus maybe something in Rome, like Rome Catholic?
Yeah, so we end up looking at, we looked at a host of different options. We looked at Rome Catholic, we looked at Cazenovia College, we looked at Bishop Grimes, and we also worked with the local BOCES to look for space. It just, when it came down to the difference between Grimes and Rome Catholic, Grimes was a better size for us. It's closer to the size of our high school. And it had high school kids in it just at the end of June last year. So,
okay.
So you walk in and it still feels like a high school. So that was one of the things, and we felt like it was going to be a better option, the technology-wise as well, maybe a better fit for us.
Well, I got to tell you, my mother tells this story. This goes back into the early 1960s, maybe late 50s. But there was a fire at her school. And I believe that was Ilion. Back
Mohawk Ilion.
Mohawk.
Right.
Well, that was the more recent fire that happened. But there was one years before that at Ilion, and they went to school at night. So it could be worse, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So just to add to that, there was one other option we looked at, and it was splitting our current middle school. So it would have the high school students in early and the middle school kids in late. And ultimately that would have had I feel a greater impact on athletics, on the daily running, the scheduling, and also it would have included an additional 375 kids and all the staff involved in the middle school. So
wow,
that was kind of why we excluded that.
Not. I'm sure when you took the job as superintendent at Oneida, this was not in your plans.
Well, if it was, I must have missed that day.
You missed that day.
Hey, so Matt, obviously, I'm assuming that you guys already had your budget in place in regards to it.
Good question. How do you pay for
transportation? How are you taking care of transportation?
Yeah, so there's two questions there. The budget piece is this is of course things that we didn't budget for. Right? You can't budget for this. So we have insurance that is we've had access to insurance claim money that helped us kind of get the building pumped out and sanitized and cleaned. And now we have the Board of Education has approved up to $5 million of emergency funding for electrical, mechanical, site engineering, all of that. And we have additional insurance that we're working out right now on what that's going to look like. We're confident that the insurance is going to help cover the cost of renting another space. But transportation is a big one, and from what we're hearing from parents, that's one of their biggest concerns. We every year we provide transportation. We offer transportation to all of our students. So we're going to do the same this year, and we're working out what those runs would look like. We don't want to impact middle and elementary students.
Yeah.
So we're looking at what our bus fleet looks like, our number of drivers, and then deciding right now if we need to contract out with another bus company to do our high school runs. But again, we're working on that right now.
This is just a massive undertaking.
It is. It is from top to bottom. And, you hit on transportation and you hit on finance, but there's food service and there's scheduling and there's technology and, you name it. There's also the fact that Bishop Grimes is a building owned by the Archdiocese of Syracuse. And although it was a school, it wasn't a state education department school. It wasn't a New York State ed school. So they're under different rules and regulations, which we're, going through right now with our legal and our mechanics and our engineers. So this just dawned on me. So obviously the students, this is a big deal. They're going to have a longer bus ride, significantly longer to and from. You have sports and after school stuff you have to deal with. But what about, and I'm just thinking of the lunch ladies who are like, I can't travel all the way out there. Or you've got a teaching situation where now your teachers are completely inconvenienced. So I'm sure that's all become a problem as well. Yeah, it has. But, we had a big meeting last week with all of our high school staff, and the high school principal, Brian Gallagher, spoke to staff, and some of the, and as did I, but some of the, the overarching feeling in the room was that they're going to do whatever they have to for the kids of Oneida, and no one's saying things like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to drive here. I'm not going to do that. They all want to know how. They want to know sooner so that they can plan for it. Yeah. But they're all being supportive.
Is there any relief? I mean, is there any stipend that can be given to staff members because they're spending more money to get to and from school?
Yeah, we're going to be held to mileage, I'm sure, for our staff. And typically, they're not, but this is above and beyond. So this will be something we're looking at to support our staff with.
I think this should be something that we all pay attention to, all school districts, because we always talk about the rainy day fund, your fund balance. Literally, in this case, it was a rainy day fund. But how important it is to be in good standing and to have the proper fund balance. So God forbid something terrible happens, you have something to fall back on.
Yeah, absolutely. And the state's been looking closely. State Ed's been looking closely at all the districts and what fund balances look like. And, across upstate New York, Utica, Rome, Oneida, anywhere you go to, we're facing declining enrollments. And when you've got declining enrollments, you've got facilities and you've got extra staff, and you've got to balance all those things. And so, I'm sure that Oneida's in a similar situation to lots of districts where our fund balances aren't what they once were. And we're attacking that, and we're trying to mitigate the situation so it doesn't, have that negative impact on the school or on taxpayers.
All right. Well, this seems like it's a work in progress. Time is ticking, and nobody knows that any more than you guys. And we, Matt, wish you the best. And it seems like the people of Oneida are in really good hands here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I just want to say I want to appreciate you guys having me on, and our staff and our community have been great. They've been supportive and throughout. But I do want to say that I don't take any surprise that the answer to the trivia question earlier was school's out. So I don't know if
that was just for the record.
Very good.
That was not planned. Sometimes we just fall into things. So
all right,
that's so funny. All right, Matt. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Matt Carpenter. That was just by chance.
I hope they have a mild winter.
That's the other thing.
Oof.
Think about that. So now you already have the worry of it, especially there are a lot of rural areas as part of the school district. You have to deal with that already, and now they're driving 45 minutes. Changes everything. You're right. A winter like we just had will not be good.
Nope.
Oh boy. But again, hearing from my mom, and I know what went through when Mohawk School burned, and those kids ended up going to Ilion. There was much later classes, in some cases the evening. All right, we have news coming right up. Top of the hour, WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Billions of dollars are now flowing into the U.S. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump posted that at midnight on Truth Social when new U.S. tariffs on a lot more imports went into effect.
More than 60 countries in the European Union are subject to rates of 10% or higher. The administration believes the tariffs will steer companies to step up investing and manufacturing in the U.S.
Fox's Jenny Casola. Now, tariffs on imports from India will double later this month to 50% as punishment for buying Russian oil. Tomorrow is the deadline for Russia to stop the war in Ukraine or face new economic sanctions. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports.
Now, yesterday, Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff visited the Kremlin to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin face-to-face, trying to negotiate an end to its war on Ukraine that has seen casualty figures on the European continent not seen since World War II. President Trump says he hopes to meet Putin as soon as next week.
That's fine. Again, Lucas Tomlinson reports out of Russia this morning say Trump and Putin have agreed to meet in the coming days. We just got another post from the president that he's told the Commerce Department to immediately start working on a new census. He wrote would be highly accurate based on modern facts and figures using the 2024 election results, and people in the U.S. illegally will not be counted. Now to Georgia. Fox's Jonathan Seri at Fort Stewart the morning after 5 soldiers were shot.
Dan Driscoll, the Army Secretary, has scheduled a news conference on Post this morning to talk about the shooting, but also to recognize the actions of the soldiers who immediately responded to this incident, describing what they did as acts of heroism. Soldiers who witnessed the shooting tackled the gunman and held him until arresting officers arrived.
The accused gunman's a sergeant, Cornelius Radford. The 5 wounded soldiers expected to recover. Another American soldiers in custody. Taylor Lee, stationed at Fort Bliss in Texas, arrested on espionage charges, accused of trying to give Russia classified information on U.S. Abrams tanks. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Now, we just got another Trump Truth Social post from the president calling on Intel's CEO to resign immediately, calling Lip-Bu-Tan highly conflicted. The day after Republican Senator Tom Cotton sent a letter to Intel's chairman that he's concerned about national security, demanding that the CEO reveal if he has any ties to China's Communist Party. Tan is an American citizen born in Malaysia. Intel is a company that makes computer chips, which could cost a lot more soon.
A 100% tariff is planned for computer chips and semiconductors, President Trump says, to boost U.S. production in the high-tech industry.
But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge.
The president outlining that plan alongside Apple CEO Tim Cook, who announced his company is spending an additional $100 billion on production facilities in the U.S.
Because we're a proud American company, and we believe deeply in the promise of this great nation.
President Trump says his ultimate goal is ensuring iPhones sold in the U.S. are made in the U.S. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, despite concern that tariffs could lead to higher prices, stock futures are on the rise, up more than 200 points for the Dow, 100-plus points higher for the NASDAQ. A shooting in Washington in May is now being considered a federal hate crime.
Elias Rodriguez was already facing murder charges in the shooting deaths of Yaron Lachinsky and Sarah Milgram, two Israeli embassy employees who were a couple on the verge of becoming engaged and were shot while leaving an event at the Capital Jewish Museum. Rodriguez was heard shouting after being arrested following the shooting.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
The hate crime charges open the possibility for the Department of Justice to pursue the death penalty.
That's Kevin Ureski. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Brook man has been arrested by New York State Police after 2 dogs were shot and killed, according to troopers. Troopers say on August 3rd at approximately 7:30 p.m., State Police responded to a report of shots fired on Norway Street in the town of Russia in Herkimer County. A preliminary investigation revealed that 2 dogs from a neighboring residence entered the property of 43-year-old Mark W. Boyce of Cold Brook, who stated the animals were threatening his goats. Upon investigation, police found 1 dog deceased at the scene, while the second was injured by gunshot and then transported to an emergency veterinarian where the animals later succumbed to their injuries. The arrest was not because of the shooting of the dogs, but police say that the man, Boyce, pointed his gun at neighbors who were trying to save the animals. 2 animals are testing positive for rabies in Madison County. Health officials say a deer in Cazenovia and a raccoon in Oneida tested positive for the virus. Anyone who is bitten, scratched, or comes in contact with a wild or stray animal's saliva should seek medical attention. Madison County Public Health has more information on rabies prevention, testing, and rabies vaccinations for pets. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's Wanted Person of the Week, which is available on our news site at WIBX950.com. Police are looking for a Rome man on a bench warrant, according to Oneida County Sheriff's Department Special Investigator Sahid Karsik. Karsik says the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit is attempting to locate and arrest 50-year-old Michael Townsend, whose last known address was in the city of Rome. Karsik says Townsend failed to appear in Oneida County Court on June 13th. The full story, a photo, and links to be able to anonymously submit a tip to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are available on our news site at WIBX950.com. Utica police say a Herkimer man is charged with grand larceny for allegedly stealing a book bag in the 400 block of Columbia Street in Utica. Rakeem Thomas was arrested late Tuesday night. Utica police say that the book bag contained a credit card as well as other items, which they discovered when they discovered Thomas, they say, sleeping on a park bench. The New York State Fair will offer safety text alerts for attendees. Fairgoers can sign up for the texts to receive important information if incidents occur or events are canceled. To sign up, text NYSF to 888-777. The alert system will also be used for other future events happening at the fairgrounds. And a local diner is in the national spotlight once again. Crazy Otto's Empire Diner in Herkimer will be featured on an episode of America's Best Restaurants. The episode will air Monday, August 11th at 7 p.m. Crazy Otto's is in the Guinness Book of World Records for creating the world's largest omelet. In sports, the Yankees, in a nail-biter, salvaged their series finale against the Texas Rangers after picking up a 3-2 win in Arlington. Paul Goldschmidt put the Bronx Bombers on top in the top of the 7th inning after slugging a solo homer. New York snapped its 5-game losing streak. The Mets swept by the Cleveland Guardians after falling 4-1 in their finale. From Queens, they cannot get the offense going. Juan Soto broke up a no-hitter in the bottom of the 9th after hitting a solo home run. New York has dropped 4 straight and will visit the Brewers for a 3-game series that begins tomorrow night in Milwaukee. In the NFL, the Giants are being cautious with one of their top players. Wide receiver Malik Neighbors did not participate in the final few periods of Wednesday's practice. Head coach Brian Dable has yet to indicate if Neighbors will rest or actually play in Saturday's preseason game with the Buffalo Bills. The Liberty looking to sweep their home and home. New York is visiting the Dallas Wings tonight. The Libs are coming off a 9-point victory over the Wings and have won back-to-back games. The Red Bulls continue Leagues Cup action tonight. New York is taking on FC Juarez in Harrison. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Still some areas of haze or smoke in the atmosphere, but no air quality alerts. Still a little bit of hazy sunshine today and actually looking better, feeling better, a little bit anyway. Intermittent storm this afternoon, no widespread rain. Don't cancel any evening plans. 85. Tonight, a few areas of smoke still around. Those will be in the low 60s. 50s in the North Country. Great Friday coming up. Sunshine, middle 80s. Right now, looks like a beautiful weekend. Lots of sunshine, upper 80s, maybe the low 90s by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We're at 67 with mostly sunny skies. Let me tell you, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Have you tried their pistachio lattes and the muffins? Pistachio iced coffee is delicious. They're 32-ounce double X iced coffee.
Oof.
That'll keep you going. You'll be driving
out of
along.
your skin.
You will be driving along, and then you'll pull over and say, "Screw it, I'm running home."
Ready for the Boilermaker.
It's Daylight Donuts with a speedy drive-through. You're in, you're out, and you're on your way. In the village of New Hartford, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. And whether you're having issues with sleep, fatigue, pain, any issues that you may be having, the Falcon Clinic has you covered with Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shemileski. For acupuncture, there's Dr. Kosminski and other physicians all under one roof. And then there's the osteopathic manipulation treatment. If you're a patient of the Falcon Clinic, ask about OMT. And it's something I do monthly, and I'm telling you, it preps me to walk to the Parthenon, to climb that mountain. Climb that mountain. It's the Falcon Clinic. Call them today at 315-507-4751. And yes, it's true. Next week, it's the Herkimer County Fair.
Everyone's talking about it. At least you are.
HerkimerCountyNY.gov is the website. And you can click on their events page and explore everything that is happening in Herkimer County. Of course, the fair getting underway. There's so much more. The Frankfurt Harbor Fest is just around the corner. The Cheese Festival in Little Falls. The Garlic Festival in Little Falls. We mentioned the Herkimer County Fair. And then, of course, all the things happening in Old Forge. You can explore Herkimer County. It's where history, commerce, and beauty collide, and it's happening in Herkimer County. Go to their website, herkimercountyny.gov/events for a complete calendar of everything that is going down in Herkimer County. 812, the WIBX.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
At Mohawk Valley Health System, nursing is more than a career. It's a calling.
I just love the family environment. Everyone's so helpful, so encouraging. Everyone here is amazing.
Whether you're starting your journey or ready to grow, MVHS offers competitive pay, career development, and a place to belong.
Everybody wants you to succeed, and I feel like the patients and families also feel that as well. My team helps me grow here.
Mohawk Valley Health System. Change lives, starting with yours. At Mohawk Valley Health System, we're investing in nurses like never before.
Working at the WIN Hospital in the OR has given me the opportunity to not only enhance my critical thinking skills, but also my autonomy.
With competitive new rates, career development programs, and a culture built on support.
I love the team that I work with on the 7th floor.
Here at the WIN Hospital, I'm not just part of a team, I'm part of a family.
You'll grow your nursing career with great pay, a supportive team, and real opportunities.
Here at the WIN Hospital, I can find my niche and grow.
Change lives, starting with yours. Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin capted pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
School is almost here, and we think every kid should get started on the right feet. We've partnered with Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield to help local kids get new sneakers for the new school year. We call it Kicks for Kids, and you can help. Help us clear the Amazon sneaker wish list. Our friends at the Neighborhood Center will help get those sneakers in the hands or feet of the right kids who need them. We only have till September 7th. Thanks from Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield and WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Somebody said the other day, what happened to the
Every time I think that I'm the only one who's lonely, someone calls on me.
the along comes
Along comes who?
I believe it's Mary here.
Mary, it is Mary. There's something about Mary.
Well, there it is, after all. So there it is. And what happens is they put these things in you just hit one thing, it's called bumper.
Right.
And then it rotates it all for you. So we have no way now of, I do think the whole plan is to do everything, radio companies do everything they can to prevent the people who are actually operating the program from being able to make any decisions.
Yes. They're wise.
So it's like,
depending on the person in charge.
Well, it used to be, how come you're playing that bumper so often? Well, I don't know. I just am. Well, let's take that away from you so we now know that it's just rotated evenly. Why they were afraid I wasn't going to shut the mics off when we go to commercial break. So now when I go to commercial break, the microphones automatically shut off, which will cut my voice off. God forbid if I hit the button a little too quickly.
Yes.
It's all of these little things. I think it is.
Those people from above are wise.
Fearing the live personality. If only I were AI, the world would be a different place.
Yes, it would be.
Okay, in studio, we have Israel and Eddie. And did I get all that right, guys? Good morning.
Good morning. That's correct.
Really tight on the mic. You literally.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning.
And the thing is, they don't trust us to lean back. You have to be right on the microphone. So
Fair
literally almost touching it. There is an event that is coming up called Riders Wear Pink. And this is an important time now because you want to get participants. Who wants to start on this? Gentlemen, good morning.
So, good morning. I'm Israel, and my compadre here, my partner here is Eddie Barone. And yeah, we started this event 4 years ago now. as part of the Men Wear Pink campaign with the American Cancer Society.
My God, look at me today.
And yeah, look at
Looking
that.
good.
Yeah, I love that.
am
I
wearing
love that.
pink.
Wearing
Looking good.
pink, yeah. So
What the hell happened to you, Tim?
I don't know.
didn't get the
Behind
memo.
the curb.
Actually, this I just came back from vacation. This one was clean. Everything else is a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain what the representation is of men wearing pink.
Yeah, so the campaign is specifically to raise funds and awareness towards breast cancer. So that's the purpose of the campaign. It actually launches in October, which is the date of our event is in October. And the purpose, again, is to raise funds, bring more awareness to breast cancer. So men will wear pink, and I like it to begin with, so it's easy for me to wear it.
Yeah.
But it's encouraged for people to basically participate and raise some funds.
Yeah.
You want? I mean, we're Tim and
Yeah.
I both do a program called Real Men Get Tested, because men are idiotic and tend to procrastinate. And women do a much better job of
They're smarter.
knowing their bodies and taking care of themselves than men do. But at the same time, it's still all about knowing your body. It's all about getting the mammograms and all of the whatever it is that you have to do to catch it early is so very important. You want to talk about that?
Yeah,
And
early,
that's part of what you're doing here.
yeah, early detection is obviously key. And, we created this ride back in 2022 to support those efforts and to, hopefully find a cure, obviously bring awareness, talk about the importance of early detection, like you just said. The ride, it happens on Sunday, October 5th. It's hosted at 7 Hamlet's Brewing, and they've been a really great partner of ours for the last, 3 years now. And it's really taken hold. This ride started out very small. 38 riders launching from Trek, New Hartford back in 2022. We really didn't think much of it and didn't realize how much of an impact it was going to have year after year. People kept asking about it. It's gained a lot of steam, and it's kind of gone out of control in a good way.
What prompted something personal?
So great question. The both of us have had experience with, in my case, my dad is suffering through cancer, obviously, not necessarily breast cancer, but cancer.
Although a male can.
I know two people have had
breast cancer.
Males have
men.
had breast cancer.
Actually, it does happen in men too. But so that connection, when you have someone whom you love going through the process of dealing with chemotherapy, radiation, just when you hear the news, it's always been something very close to me. So I do like to participate in different type of fundraising activities that are related to cancer research. Breast cancer is one of those. We all know people. I have friends and family, people, members of my family, members of my friends that have had people suffer through breast cancer, and it is not a fun thing at all. It's difficult, and through this process, I have met so many people who have either survived it,
right,
and they have, tell you the experience of how difficult it is for a woman to go through this process, and it's something that is important to us because cancer will impact us at one point or another, directly or indirectly. So this is a big reason why we do it.
Do you want to add that?
I think the important piece is, I was impacted by cancer as well. My father, I'll pass, I have a very aggressive form of throat cancer. But, it's sad to say that you get involved when it impacts you, right? And it's unfortunate that that's what it takes. But Israel and I met as ambassadors for the American Cancer Society, the Men Wear Pink campaign. And to watch somebody go through it is really detrimental. And it has a huge impact, not on the person, but the family members and the support system. So I think that's key and crucial as we try to bring awareness by using this ride to launch that initiative. So
all right, so you have this year is a 50-mile ride, a 20-mile ride, and a 1-mile fun loop. So depending on what you feel comfortable with, there's something for everybody, no matter what level you are. And as it says here, 100 last year. I'm assuming you expect more, and you have a goal of what?
Well, the 100 riders last year was great. We're looking to probably get to 150.
Okay.
We added the Pink Mile, we call it, as a fun event. It's a free event as well that people can just come in and participate. Bring your most interesting bicycle that you own. and ride it. And bring your kids, bring your dog and as well, and walk around with your kids and up and down the mile and have fun. The event afterwards, the post ride event, is a great event that Seven Hamlets puts together for us. So it's a fun day altogether.
All right. To sign up, and that's why we're talking about it now, there's a website, I'm assuming. And
Yep. You can just Google it, Riders Wear Pink, and we're going to come up. You can go to Facebook, Riders Wear Pink. You're gonna see our Facebook page on Facebook as well.
Okay.
And you can register. Anybody can participate. You don't have to be a cyclist, right? You can be someone that just wants to do the Pink Mile. You can ride your bike for 20 miles or 50, or you just want to fundraise because you care about the cause as well.
Yeah.
You can also become a fundraiser.
Anything you want to add?
If you don't mind, I'd love to share some things. I would like to thank some of our sponsors,
Sure.
if that's okay,
Yeah.
and talk about something that's coming up next week, a partnership that
All
we
right.
had that's going to
Okay.
raise funds. So I just wanted to say thank you to our presenting sponsor, First Source Federal Credit Union. We have MVP sponsor partners, which is Birch Wealth Management, Seven Hamlets Brewing Company, PJ Green, Sentinel Media, Trek New Hartford, Zenus Cafe and Catering, Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas, Caruso Orthodontics, and Blooming Pediatrics. And then coming up next week on Wednesday, August 13th, we're partnering with Chuck and his team at Daylight Donuts. They are going to be doing a cool special promotion from noon to 4, $2 iced coffees with a donut for anybody while participating, while supplies last, of course. But he was
Chuck's,
gracious enough to do that. He's a great guy.
Yep.
Very, and he's been touched by his
He
family's
has.
been touched
Yes.
by cancer. So,
yes.
so that's really awesome. And that's next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, August
Okay.
13th, noon to 4. So get down there while the iced coffee is still cold.
Okay, all right. Israel and Eddie, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
guys.
you.
Good job.
Appreciate
taking
it.
the time.
And again, all you have to search for is Men Wear Pink.
Riders Wear Pink.
Riders Wear Pink.
Yep.
Okay,
It
don't
comes up.
search for Men Wear Pink. Riders Wear
Pink.
Pink. Yes. I'm a little slow today,
Indeed.
it seems. Indeed. Thank you. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Quick break. Coming up, we'll speak with Jeff Taylor from Haven of the Wild. And this is that. What is it? The
drive.
other?
It's a drive-through.
It's a drive-through, but where
With
you
animals.
see tigers and lions and
Oh, my.
giraffes. Oh
Yes.
my! But in this case, they've created an amphitheater where, and I believe they had their first show just recently. You're literally watching the show, and the music is playing, and the animals. You feel like you're watching a show in Africa. Anyway, we'll speak with him on that. John Decker, Chief White House Correspondent with Gray TV, coming up as well at WIBX.
Hi, I'm Lisa, owner of Fit Body Boot Camp in Clinton and Whitesboro. I couldn't be prouder of our amazing members. Take a listen.
My name is Juliana Carone, and I'm from New Hartford, New York. Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp actually found me. When I walked through the doors, I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to keep up because I am 68 years old. I was scared to death, but everybody was smiling, everybody was having a great time, and everybody just came out of the woodwork and greeted me. I have been there since March of 2024. Physically, I've lost 20 pounds. I've lost about 10 inches overall. I have a husband at home who has some health issues, and so I needed to be healthy to take care of him. It's given me more patience with him most of the time. And I sleep better at night. I can't say enough about Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp.
If you're waiting for a sign, this is it. The time is now to live your best life at Fit Body Boot Camp.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Still some areas of haze or smoke in the atmosphere, but no air quality alerts. Still a little bit of hazy sunshine today and actually looking better, feeling better, a little bit anyway. Intermittent storm this afternoon, no widespread rain. Don't cancel any evening plans. 85. Tonight, a few areas of smoke still around. Those will be in the low 60s. 50s in the North Country. Great Friday coming up. Sunshine, middle 80s. Right now, looks like a beautiful weekend. Lots of sunshine, upper 80s, maybe the low 90s by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Brook man has been arrested by New York State Police after 2 dogs were shot and killed, according to troopers. Troopers say on August 3rd at approximately 7:30 p.m., State Police responded to a report of shots fired on Norway Street in the town of Russia in Herkimer County. A preliminary investigation revealed that 2 dogs from a neighboring residence entered the property of 43-year-old Mark W. Boyce of Cold Brook, who stated the animals were threatening his goats. Upon investigation, police found 1 dog deceased at the scene, while the second was injured by gunshot and then transported to an emergency veterinarian, where the animals later succumbed to their injuries. The arrest was not because of the shooting of the dogs, but police say that the man, Boyce, pointed his gun at neighbors who were trying to save the animals. 2 animals are testing positive for rabies in Madison County. Health officials say a deer in Cazenovia and a raccoon in Oneida tested positive for the virus. Anyone who is bitten, scratched, or comes in contact with a wild or stray animal's saliva should seek medical attention. Madison County Public Health has more information on rabies prevention, testing, and rabies vaccinations for pets. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's Wanted Person of the Week, which is available on our news site at WIBX950.com. Police are looking for a Rome man on a bench warrant, according to Oneida County Sheriff's Department Special Investigator Sahid Karsik. Karsik says the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit is attempting to locate and arrest 50-year-old Michael Townsend, whose last known address was in the city of Rome. Karsik says Townsend failed to appear in Oneida County Court on June 13th. The full story, a photo, and links to be able to anonymously submit a tip to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are available on our news site at WIBX950.com. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Utica in life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose hospice care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley Mattress Express's summer sale is on, and this is a big one, folks. Pay attention. Get a king for the price of a queen for the price of a full, and a full for the price of a twin. Save, save, save. Flex head beds included. These are beautiful therapeutic select mattresses starting at just $4.99, folks. Why pay more? No credit check payment plans. We do them every day. 5 years, no money down to pay for qualified buyers. That includes massage chairs, folks, full line of massage chairs. In New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. In Oneida, in the Glenwood Plaza where the movie theaters are, folks, go to mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. No appointment necessary. King for the price of a queen. Queen for the price of a full. Full for the price of a twin. Only at Mattress Express.
I want to tell you that Randall's Pharmacy in New Hartford.
Yes.
Tim Reed. Step right up there.
Yes, sir.
They're located at 44 Genesee Street in New Hartford.
Mm-hmm.
And Randall's is offering this to local businesses, schools, municipalities. If you have a workplace and you have people that work there,
yes,
what you don't want is when one person gets the flu, somebody else gets it,
yep,
and all of a sudden you've got everybody out at once and you're trying to do business. Here's the concept. Randall's will come into your workplace and there'll be a flu shot day. And they will administer, their pharmacists will come in and administer the flu shot for your workplace. You can set it up. It's a great way to this whole, what we're talking about is herd immunity. That's what the flu shot's all built on. And the reality is the more people that get the vaccine or the shot, the immunization, the more people, the fewer people that will actually get the flu, and the less impact it'll be on your business.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay. I'm just repeating what they told me to say. Yes. I only play one on the radio.
Yes.
Flu clinic for your business, your school, municipality. It's available just by calling Randall's Pharmacy or visiting them at 44 Genesee Street in New Hartford. It's great service.
Very smart.
And it is offered to all businesses and municipalities and workplaces around the area. And if you're looking for a cool new ride and a payment that fits your budget, GPO Federal Credit Union's summer auto loan rate drop is heating things up now through August 31st. Enjoy rates on 2022 to 2026 models as low as 4.74% APR for up to 5 years with a checking and direct deposit. Whether you're road tripping through the Adirondacks or just upgrading your daily drive, you can save more and stress less with GPO by your side. Apply at gpofcu.com or stop by your local GPO branch. GPO Federal Credit Union, your journey, their commitment. Membership eligibility required. Credit restrictions apply. Loan rates are determined by overall credit history and are subject to change without notice. 0.25% APR rate is a discount that is subject to checking account with direct deposit. Existing GPO loans cannot be refinanced. Promotional offer is valid now through August 31st. See the branch for full details. And can I do one more, Davey?
Yes. Keep them coming.
I'm going to keep them coming. You tell them, Hank. If it's concrete work that you're in need of, masonry work, it's Brank Construction. Whether it's a repair or it's a driveway or sidewalk that's going in, masonry, concrete work, Brank Construction. 315-894-3481. They will get the job done right and right on time. They are able to do that because they own their own cement truck.
Yes.
It's Brank Construction. 315-894-3481 for Brank.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I want to show you how brilliant Tim Reed is when it comes to music knowledge.
Yes.
Are you ready?
No.
Here's a trivia question for you.
Yes.
What song has been performed by a rock artist the most times in concert history?
It's not Rock of Ages. That was number 3.
You don't remember?
I don't. I need my Prevagen.
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper. School's Out.
School's Out.
And I was just talking about his new album.
That is exactly what it is. How'd you know that?
Things come in and out of my head.
That was incredible.
And it left.
Yeah, that song has been played by rock bands, covered 3,090 times.
Why that song? Of all songs.
I don't know. I don't know.
But it must be something.
It makes me wonder when it comes to the judgment of these rock artists, to be honest with you.
And who keeps track of this stuff? AI.
Actually, the reason they're able to do this is
because the set list.
Set lists. So you know that you can go if there's a concert. There's a.
Yep. You always know ahead of time. Actually,
you can know ahead of time. Like
Yeah.
we saw the Dylan's kid, the band
Jacob, the Wallflowers.
Jacob Dylan, Wallflowers, at the Turning Stone, and I went on to see like what are we in for. And I'm like, oh, he's not going to do that song. He's not going to do that song. There were like 3 or 4 songs he didn't do. But at the end, we got one of the like 3 concerts before he did a whole Tom Petty set.
Yeah.
And covers as part of an encore. And they did that, and they did a really good job on that. I thought that was really good.
Nice.
But you can go to these set lists and find out what's going to be played. Okay, the correct answer: School's Out.
Yes.
Alice Cooper.
Thank you.
Yep. I don't know why. In studio right now is Jeff Taylor from the Haven of the Wild. And Jeff, good morning. I think I got you in on that microphone. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
How are you? Okay, tell us about the first of all, your animal, the Wild. Talk about
so the Wild is
as it has grown and grows and grows.
Yeah, it started out as a couple goats in a traveling petting zoo, and I don't know, 16, 17 years ago, and it's grown into just a full-out zoo with drive-through safari and animals from all around the world, and then we've expanded on to the Haven, our newest project.
So the Haven, and you're located in, is it
Chittenango.
The Haven, and you had your first concert. Explain what the Haven is.
Yeah, the Haven is basically, it's the beginning stages of a full-out resort, and so far we've got big cat bungalows where you can stay with lions or tigers. Right now we've got the wedding venue and our outdoor amphitheater that just recently opened up. We had Ashley Cook play.
Can I go back just a little bit?
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
You can stay with the lions and tigers?
Yeah, you stay with them right outside your bedroom window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, they're not directly in with you. Yeah, that wouldn't work out really well.
Okay.
No, that could be bad.
Well, there are some people, though, that, I mean, I've seen some stories, and they almost always don't end well.
Yeah, no.
So, and then you recently had the concert, and now but so in the background, as the show's going on, you might see a giraffe or whatever.
Yeah, so basically the wedding venue and the amphitheater area sit over an African savanna with giraffe, zebra, antelope, ostrich, just a lot of different African species. So you don't have to go all the way to Africa. You can see it right there.
You've had no problem creating the feel of Africa this year? It seems.
Yeah, it's been hot.
At least this last couple months, it's been very hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, the animals like it.
The animals like it, and so if you're having a wedding, I mean, you're saying this is the beginning stages of a full-out resort.
Yeah, the ultimate goal is a resort. We're putting in a pool area that'll have flamingos next to it, a gym, spa, playground, pickleball, basketball, wolf Airbnbs. There's luxury African tents that'll surround the African savanna. We're probably going to put in a general store. There's just a lot of stuff. There's a lot planned for the property.
Yeah, nice. And this has been a huge hit. That's how you're growing.
Yeah, people seem to love it. So.
Yeah. Wow. To have it here in upstate New York. Can you tell us any secrets about the Tiger King?
The Tiger King, well, he was framed, and Carol Baskins most likely killed her husband.
I really feel that.
Oh,
now,
absolutely.
Let me tell you.
I got to watch myself because I don't want to get sued. Or anything,
Well, let me just say, Jeff.
But Carol did it.
When we can all say that. Like, I will say that. And Tim, because we both watched the documentary.
Yeah.
And you, however, had personal experience with with him.
Yeah, it was right in my realm, and I've met a lot of the people in the show and stuff, and it definitely was like exaggerated a little bit, but Joe was an eccentric person. But one thing I'll say is, I mean, he cared about his animals, and they were all healthy. I visited once, and they were healthy. He's a unique individual, but
that's a word.
Yeah.
He was unique.
Free Joe.
And she, though.
Oh, she's a wretched human being.
She reminded me of. Did you ever see the movie Misery?
Oh God!
Right at the point where she had the sledgehammer and took out his knee. That's what she reminds me of always.
Yeah.
Like she scared me.
Oh, she's
and I was just watching on TV. I can only imagine.
No. If you're in the animal world, you'd think the same way. I mean,
yeah. So framed and cared for his animals. That's the key.
Yeah, I mean, I visited. It was clean. I mean, there was a lot of tigers there, and they all seemed healthy and everything. They don't say that on the show or anything. They want to make them sound bad,
right?
Just like anybody. I mean, these animal rights people can be a little crazy, and they try to make sensationalize everything to push their agenda. But I mean, what I saw, everything was well taken care of. I mean, I didn't see any of the machine guns or any of that stuff. But it seemed like more organized. When I was there.
Yeah, it was quite the documentary, which you can still go back and watch if you choose. Visit your place if you're planning something. What's your next concert? I mean, tell us whatever else you have.
So basically, tonight we start our party on the patios. And we've got the Beatle Brothers playing. We're doing it every Thursday night from 5 to 10. Live music, full food menu, drinks, and you're sitting on African savanna, so you can see the giraffe and zebras while you're eating, while you're listening to music. You feed the giraffe. So we've got that going on every Thursday through the end of October. And then September 19th, we've got Tyler Farr coming in for our second concert.
Okay.
So we're pretty excited about that. And then we're announcing the concert, I think a week after, we have a Dave Matthews tribute band coming in.
Okay.
So we've got a lot of stuff.
A lot of things happening. All with this backdrop as if you traveled to Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, for $20, $30 a ticket, it's a lot cheaper than flying to Africa.
Yeah, it is certainly a lot of money.
So are you guys open? Is it 12 months a year? Is it seasonal? How do you guys handle it?
So like our event center will be 12 months a year. We'll do weddings, Christmas parties, stuff like that. But the African animals obviously have to be moved off, going to heated buildings. But the Big Cat bungalows are open year-round. When we open the Wolf bungalows, they'll be open year-round. The tents will be seasonal. So it varies, but the zoo itself we have Christmas lights. There's a lot going on there also.
Yeah. And can you just, for the purpose of those who are out there and are very concerned, you take extra care when it comes to the health and the welfare of these animals?
Oh, absolutely. These animals are like family to me. We've raised a lot of them since they were cubs or babies, and I mean, we have a full veterinary staff that'll come in when necessary. And like a lot of people voice concerns, and they said music and animals and stuff, and it's a big area. I wouldn't do it if it affected the animals in any way negative. I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Animals are resilient. They get used to things. That during the Ashley Cook concert, the music started playing. The giraffe walked over to where the people were. They got closer to the music, so it didn't affect the animals at all. Actually, they seemed like they kind of enjoyed it. It's enriching. They like different. That's part of.
Yeah. Why would it walk if it was scaring or hurting? Why would the animal walk to the
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was good to see, because you get those people that just want to be negative, and they'll never stop.
Have you ever noticed that animals are better than humans?
People? Oh, absolutely. I like animals way better than people.
Totally. They're not gossiping about you, and to be honest with you, after a couple of cocktails, people become animals anyway.
Absolutely.
For sure, I'll take animals over people any day.
Yeah. All right. Website?
thewildpark.com and havenofthewild.com.
Okay. Very cool.
Thank you.
The last thing you would expect to see in upstate New York, but you've done it.
Yeah. No, we're going to keep going. Got lots
Very
of
cool.
plans.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you. And a lot of schools will visit.
Yeah.
We do over, I think, 150 field trips a year. So education's a big thing. It's, conservation through education is our theme.
Okay.
So.
All right, good stuff. We appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff Taylor.
Thank you, guys.
Quick break, and John Decker from Gray TV coming up at WIBX.
Hey, man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining, though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Exactly. It's eye-opening, and it only takes a couple minutes to get started.
Huh, well, you fixed my sink. Maybe you just fixed my business, too.
Want to know how many people in your area are searching for your type of business? Start with a local customer analysis at mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Go to mylocalcustomers.com today.
That's mylocalcustomers.com. mylocalcustomers.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa, owner of Fit Body Bootcamp in Clinton and Whitesboro. I couldn't be prouder of our amazing members. Take a listen.
My name is Kim Shackler, and I'm from Deansboro, New York. What brought me to Clinton Fit Body Bootcamp was there was an email that went out asking people to put in for a free membership. I was very, very excited. As soon as I walked through those doors, those coaches were just absolutely amazing. Greeted you right away, explained what you were going to be doing, how everything was going to be run there. I have loved it ever since, and I go 6 days a week. I have met so many wonderful, beautiful people that have become my very closest friends, ages all the way into their 20s and all the way up into their 60s and 70s. Age doesn't matter. Those bonds that you make there at this gym is absolutely beautiful, and the coaches are all there for you.
If you're waiting for a sign, this is it. The time is now to live your best life at Fit Body Bootcamp.
What's that? The Good Feet Store, Tim Reed. The Good Feet Store. People of all ages can experience any level of discomfort in knees, hips, and back that stem from foot issues. And you'd be surprised that shoulder pain could be because of the way you're walking. Now, there's a free personalized fitting and test walk. No appointment is needed. You can walk in and they will take care of you. Unlike alternative solutions, including custom orthodontics or orthotics, I should say, Good Feet arch supports may be tried on, tested, and can be used in your own shoes. That's what they do. Good Feet arch supports, made in the USA, and there's a lifetime warranty. It's a 3-step system, including strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. Call today at 315-999-3910, or you can visit them. No appointment is needed. It can take the pain away and really work for you. It's the Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Tim Reed, our guest host in here this morning. Pick your favorite topic that you think that John Decker, when we bring him in here, would be able to answer in terms of national, international politics that are going on right now. What is your favorite topic?
I wonder if he's concerned about the demise of the Rose Garden.
Let me bring in John Decker. John is the
yes.
I didn't expect that question, but that's a good one.
Anyone could do the easy stuff.
He is the chief White House correspondent with Gray TV. Oftentimes, when you hear the good questions being asked in the Oval Office or during a White House presser, it's a question coming from John Decker, and he's with us now. John, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you. A lot of changes at the White House. You mentioned one of them, the Rose Garden. The president also announcing this new ballroom that will be constructed on the White House complex grounds. The president making his mark, and even after he leaves the White House, those things are going to be around. Let's not also forget the flagpoles that the president installed, both in the front and the rear of the White House. So making a lot of changes at the White House inside and outside.
I was just looking at a clip last night, and I said to now I'll ask you because you've been in so many times. I think it was the Oval Office, wherever the president was yesterday. And I said, I don't think that molding on the wall used to be gold. It is now, but I don't remember it being gold.
Yeah.
Is my memory wrong? Was it always gold?
Your memory is 100% solid.
Yeah.
It's not time to go into an assisted living facility.
Thank
You
you.
are in
Over
good
this.
shape.
Bingo.
That's right. No, Bill, there are lots of changes in the Oval Office, and that's one of those changes. I could send you a photograph from the first week of President Trump's first term, and the Oval Office looks remarkably different than what it looks like right now.
Yeah. I'm not sure I love the gold.
Yeah.
I'm not a gold guy.
Well,
I mean, gold, give me a
Yeah. Well,
Give me some real gold.
speaking of gold,
yeah.
so yesterday Tim Cook was on in regards to it with the big Apple announcement
Yes.
in regards to coming,
Right.
and they gave him the 24 karat gold. It was something with a disc on top or whatever.
Were you there for that that part of the press conference yesterday?
Yeah, so I was not in the pool yesterday. I'll be in the pool tomorrow. Tomorrow's a lot of events inside the Oval Office, so hopefully I'll get some opportunities to ask the president some questions. But I saw what you're referring to inside the Oval with Tim Cook yesterday. That's right.
I'm sure that the president's tail was wagging when he saw that 24 karat gold piece there.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
What I want your take on Texas and how it could have ripple effects. I saw one state representative yesterday in an interview talking about how, listen, it's inevitable. It's happening. They can delay all they want, but it's going to happen. What are your thoughts?
I agree with that. Well, I agree with that point of view. It is inevitable. It is going to happen. And I also agree with that other phrase that you just used. There will be a ripple effect. Other states, blue states, will follow suit. They'll redraw their political map to make up for the 5 seats that Republicans may gain by Texas redrawing its map. And we're going to see it in California. We're going to see it in Illinois. We perhaps could see it in New York State. So there will indeed be a ripple effect. And, what does that get? The reason why the maps are redrawn every 10 years is because of changes in population, because of the census. The president suggested just the other day that it should be based upon how you perform in a presidential election in a particular state. Well, then we'd be redrawing the map literally every 4 years. And, that would benefit Republicans after, a year like 2024. But I don't think Republicans would like it after an election like the one in which Barack Obama won in 2008.
Right.
So that's the way. I think the fairest way is to focus on population growth. Those states benefit, and with population decreases, you see a decline in terms of representation for those states in Congress.
And I got to say, we just went through a very difficult redistricting here because they didn't get it right, and they kept having problems, and it kept being challenged in court. And and I think it was changed 3 different times, and it ended up splitting our county in half. Our county actually has 2 Congress people, 2 U.S. representatives. So we're going to be going through that all over again. It's going to be awful, and I just do not look forward to it.
And I think it serves the community itself very poorly, because what happens is these people are supposed to represent their local communities. Well, if you come up with something that looks like an anaconda, how can they speak towards something that's 5 counties away or whatever it is?
I agree. I agree 100%. No, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, if you look at the way the shape of some political districts, the way they've been drawn by various state legislatures, they don't look right. They look as if they're done solely for political reasons, solely to protect a member of Congress and making certain that there are enough, Democrats, enough Republicans, whatever state we're talking about, to allow them to get reelected.
And one thing is for sure, there are a lot of Democrats in Texas. I mean, it's not like Texas is all red. So going to be interesting. And I do think you're right. I think it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And then I think the ripple effect is inevitable as well. So we'll keep an eye on it. I know, will keep an eye on it. And we'll be looking for your questions as the next few days go on. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Have a great day and a great weekend. We'll talk next week for sure.
You do the same. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Bill.
John Decker is the chief White House correspondent with Great TV, and literally is a fly on the wall. More than a fly on the wall, because he gets to ask questions. And it's
He's
almost
more than a fly.
He had a whole question and conversation with the president the other day about, I think the president said, "You're smarter than I thought." Was one comment made. All right, I got to go. Killmeat is coming up next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Could this delay tomorrow's deadline for Russia? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's when President Trump said new economic sanctions would be imposed if Russia does not stop the war in Ukraine.
A Kremlin aide indicating a meeting has been agreed to in principle and would be President Trump's first sit-down with Russian President Putin since the start of his second administration. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president is open to meeting with both Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky, adding, "Great progress was made after this week's meeting between Putin and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff."
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Now, an American soldier is under arrest at Fort Bliss in Texas, charged with espionage. Taylor Lee accused of trying to give Russia classified information.